YouTube? Welcome back to the channel for another video. Today I'm just going to break down my NASDAQ trade. I only took one trade today. I'm going to break it down really quick for you guys, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about the process of trading refinement and always trying to refine your strategy. So with trading, you need to always make sure your strategy is continuously working out for you. You need to make sure that it's matching the current market conditions and that you're always staying sharp and getting your edge right. So I've been refining my strategy for the past few videos. You guys can go check that out. And for the last 3 or 4 days, you guys can see those previous videos, the most recent ones. I've tried incorporating a previous strategy and concept that I used probably 2 or 3 years ago in trading, and it's mostly just like supply and demand and liquidity concept that I've tried to incorporate now in my current strategy and mix them together just to help myself out with the bias and the targeting and things that I'm doing. And I think it's helping me out a little bit so far. I'm seeing really good results in these first few days, so I'm just going to keep trying to test it out and see what it's going to be like. And that's what it's pretty much all about. It's just about making sure you're refining and checking out your journal, seeing where you can improve at whenever you're trading, and just understanding how you can get better. So I'll just go ahead and break this trade down and show you guys how I'm trying to refine and how I have been refining these last 3 days. So looking at this is the order block that I had, this bearish order block I had marked up earlier, and this is not live, this is the replay button. I'm going to show you guys where I did my trade at live and break this down. So once I wasn't even going to trade today, but once that I saw that it was pulling back up into this region and it was going to mitigate this order block, I was a little skeptical at first because I saw that it mitigated this imbalance already, but once I saw that it was going to hit this order block, I figured I can probably take a sell off of it and just play off of that, especially once I see that it didn't give me any early indicators of buys with any like sweeps of liquidity or anything. Probably could have took a buy in this area, but I was kind of on the road this morning and wasn't really paying attention, so I was just like, okay, if it gets to this area and mitigates this order block, I'll look for a sell. So especially when you're seeing all these sweeps of liquidity like here. Got a different color. Of course, like here, but you're seeing the more recent sweeps of liquidity, mostly here. This is what matters. So you're seeing it sweep all this liquidity and head up towards this order block and collecting all this money and orders and hitting stop losses and filling orders. And you see it get up to here, mitigate this, and that's when I decided, okay, I'm just gonna go down, drop down to the 1 minute, see what I can see from my setup. And I noticed once it started doing like this, I noticed I probably could look for an entry here. And I saw it went up, so some more liquidity here. I had this accumulation, and then it manipulated up, change that color, and then it distributed down. And it could be seen as a little tricky with how I trade specifically. It's also with the macro open, that's a good confluence for myself. But looking at how this trade went, it's looking like it's no imbalance here for my entry, I would say. But it's pretty good confluence. It looks really clear, like a perfect example of a perfect trade would be. So I just jumped up to the 2 minute time frame. You can see here, I just jumped to the 2 minute time frame and I set my entry here, because it's always, you want to make sure you're always concerned to consolidate time frames. If maybe one time frame doesn't look right, you can probably utilize another time frame for your entries. So I just utilized that time frame, the 2 minute time frame, as opposed to 1 minute, because I can tell that this is a clean example and model for my trading, but it just didn't present on the 1 minute. So I just went one more time frame to the 2 minute, and it gave a more balanced and cleaner look, but still the same concept. I could have entered with another way, probably with like fib or something like that, but I decided to use the 2 minute because it was a really clean setup on the 2 minute. Set my entry there, and then it was tagged in probably like 2 minutes later, and I just held it and let it run. And it was a little choppy at first with all of this, and then going down in waves and then jumping back up near entry. It was a little choppy, but it ended up going through around 12 o'clock, 12:10ish. So that was the only trade I took for today. And yeah, like I said, it's you want to make sure you're just constantly refining how you trade, right? Maybe you need to just add one more thing in your trading to look at the markets, because in trading it can be one thing that literally turns around your whole trading and make you profitable or increase your win percentage by a lot. It could be maybe you just need to add one more concept or change how you take profit or change your risk levels, your risk management practices. So it's always important to make sure you're just refining and reviewing your journal a lot and seeing what you like or what you don't like from what you're seeing in your journal, from your trading at least, and just understanding where you can get better. And you need to try to just brainstorm and come up with different ways to make sure your trading is fitting you and your system and who you are as a person. So I just saw I wasn't comfortable with how many trades I was taking and with how I was determining the bias of my direction and where I wanted to trade. So that's why I started trying to implement now this past few days these older concepts that I used to trade, like liquidity and supply and demand, and just looking at things like order blocks now and understanding on the higher time frame I can utilize that more to see how I want to trade on the lower time frame, and that'll lead me to taking less trades but taking probably more quality stuff because I understand more about where the direction's headed. So that's what I've been doing the last few days, probably 4 or 5-ish days now. So I'm going to keep testing this out, but if I want to make this video, it's all about making sure you're refining and making sure you're matching the market and the market conditions every time you're trading or whenever you're trading. Just making sure your edge is always up to date and making sure you're staying on top of your strategy and your system. So with that, I'll probably wrap the video up here. I just want to make a short video breaking this down and talking a little bit about continuous refinement. And yeah, you guys can see my one win for today. It is Monday, so the week's starting out pretty good. So yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Probably make another video. Probably another breakdown probably soon of my next few trades, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, make sure you guys check out some more videos on the channel for different concepts and trade breakdowns. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys then.